Welcome to Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Joey sitting here in Wells, British Columbia. Still my home, 3,953 feet above sea level, right here at my chair. That's right here, right there. Okay, if you haven't noticed, I got a whole bunch of pretty sweet videos I've been putting up on the channel from my adventuring out in the mountains here. Went pretty hard there. I got lots of mushrooms. Broke up a beaver dam, climbed up some mountains, plans for other adventures to come down the line. Okay, I was trying to get a lot done this last 2 days. I'm really tired today. I haven't got anything done so far. It's almost 20 after 12, and I'm finally getting my forecast video put together to tell you what's happening today and tomorrow and this and that and the other. I had to sleep in for a while because I was tired. So if you wouldn't mind hitting like, share, subscribe, and become a member of the channel. Let's get on with the show here. Let's get on with the talking about the thunderstorms. There's a lingering risk for nocturnal storms tonight in maybe the Prince George region, especially in surrounding areas. Thunderstorms that fire off during the night. There's severe storm watch up in Fort Nelson area right now. They had a lot of lightning yesterday. Sorry I didn't get back to make another forecast video about it, but I just been kind of being a mountain man. Okay, showtime. Let's go.
There it is. This is bad news. My God. Anything could happen. Get off!
I'll watch the video later. They try mopping it. Okay, significant weather today. The risk of nocturnal thunderstorms there. Risque d'orages nocturnes. In French is how you say that, I guess. Probably not how you actually say it, because I still never really got the handle of how to speak French. It's not something that my mouth easily does there. The Fort Nelson area there, B, could see some wind gusts there. It's in the moderate threat zone. Although this A area tonight might be surprising. So tell you what, Prince George, if a severe storm watch gets put out for you today, don't be incredibly alarmed. You could even see some thunderstorms popping off over out towards Burns Lake and out to Smithers and things like that, and through the West Caribou as well. It's always more fun in the prairies. Josh Palmer is over there chasing right now. I wish I could afford to go chasing out in the prairies. I would definitely be doing that. I'll move my face over here, I guess. I would definitely be doing that. In fact, Josh, if you ever think about it, next time you go to Alberta, grab me. I'll love to come with you. And the two of us could really get something done. If you got a driver, it's so much more, it's so much easier to film a thunderstorm. So thunderstorms are possibly severe in Alberta today, moderate risk of that. In the A area, the large area that encompasses pretty much the rest of the prairies, you could see some minor hail and some gusting winds. Although the real threat is in that southern section of Alberta on the cusp of the Saskatchewan side as well, down the Highway 1 corridor, and areas pretty much south of the Highway 16 corridor, yet west of the Regina to Saskatoon travel zone, okay? In that B region, you could see wind gusts 90 to 110 kilometers an hour. An isolated tornado isn't out of the question. We've had a few over the last bunch of days. I know there was a spout of sorts there, or maybe, it was a funnel cloud seen in Manitoba today. I saw in the Weather Center in Manitoba. You can go follow them as well. In that C area, that area like the Red Deer area out towards Rocky Mountain House for you in the prairies, man, you could be looking at 3-centimeter hail, some real big hail. So we could be having, and if it says 3 centimeters on here, it's going to possibly be bigger. So big hail threat today in Alberta once again. No sooner do I say that, I see we have a severe thunderstorm warning already going off right now in the Alberta side. So here's what we're looking at. It doesn't say much. Nickel to ping pong size hail, though. This is indicative of what you're going to be expecting for the rest of the afternoon, friends. More of that this afternoon. So far, it's just that one quadrant under severe watch. I would expect to see that maybe expand to Saskatchewan, quite possibly, where conditions are favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms. That's coming in for you, Saskatchewan. That's coming in. Meanwhile, up in the Fort Nelson area as well, all the way down, not quite to Fort St. John, but maybe to 101. You got risk there as well. up in Faro, special air quality statement still in Ontario. We got a lot of rain coming this week still. Rain coming to the north, rain coming to BC, southern British Columbia, rain coming to the prairies. So we got stories after this to talk about next. Okay. Meanwhile, look what this is. This is Cochrane, Timmins, Kirkland Lake. They're talking about the potential for a tornado today. Utility outages are possible, risk of a tornado. It's not a tornado watch yet, but look where this is. And then you go over to the Valadora side, right up to Amos, Matagami. Basically the similar forecast, right? Winds gusting 90 this afternoon and evening. So you saw it yourself there. That A region today, they expect the possibility of a tornado. That's pretty far north in northern Ontario to be getting an unofficial tornado watch. It's an unofficial one. It's not officially a tornado watch yet, but that could pop off today. That's crazy to me. Crazy to me to see. It's not crazy to me that a tornado could happen there. Yeah, I mean, they happen in weird places. They happen far north sometimes. Often they're very small when they do. To see a tornado, though, up there, get kind of like, well, here's what's happening today. We think there might be a tornado near Timmins. Like, wow, that's nuts, folks. Well, let's talk BC and Alberta. We've had this big low off the coast. It's making things crappy at times for Haida-Gwaii up the north coast, up Vancouver Island. That's been going on for a while. You can see the area of instability sitting up there in Fort Nelson. That's going to be our juice for our thunderstorms. And they'll be popping off. And then we got our own thunderstorms popping off. Mid-range, look at the low sitting right in the middle of the Caribou, right? So you got that possibility that could move into the Prince George region tonight, up Fort St. James and, maybe into Ossalinka areas up towards the Alaska, the Stewart-Cassiar Highway. The low sitting right on us for Wednesday, and that's why the juice is going to be here and present, ready for thunderstorms to pop off on Wednesday. Higher precip, though, and when this low departs and moves down, we're going to get thunderstorms again Thursday as well. When this low starts to depart and try to form itself over in the Alberta side, it's going to be a major story maker. And I'll show you why here in a second. Snow in northern BC. Thought you'd like to see that, folks. Snow in northern BC. Okay, watch the lows trying to get established there into Friday. And boom, here it comes. Look at that. Snow in the Coast Mountains, snow in the Rockies, thunderstorms popping off Saturday. We got days of this shit ahead. And then it's going to be moving into Alberta side. Wow, look at this, man. We're looking at the possibility of sleet, snow in the mountains. Going to be a dive in the temperature there for a little bit there. At the upper levels, maybe you won't notice it so much if you're down in a low place like Osoyoos or something like that. Of course, that's how she goes. You can see that low is now starting to take off, and it's going to be a major weather maker. So now the big picture there. Here we are on Tuesday afternoon. You can see thunderstorms firing up and down all over Western Canada, especially Saskatchewan, especially Southern Saskatchewan, especially Alberta, and the Fort Nelson area, taking it pretty good there. Lingering into the night. Could see because of the low, the way it's just shoveling in the crap, and that instability is going to sort of rise weirdly in the night. Not too often we get nighttime thunderstorms in BC that start during the night. Sometimes they last through the night. Not too often we get them that start in the night. We see the rain coming on to Fort St. John area. We're hoping to see this signal strengthen and see more rain hitting that area. So Environment Canada seems to think more of these could turn into thunderstorms tonight, whereas ECMWF model here shows that, we could see nighttime thunderstorms, but they think that's more along the other side of it, over by Edmonton and all points south of Slave Lake up towards Grand Prairie and things like that. So nonetheless, a couple flashes of lightning in the night, not out of the question. So this low is trying to come inland. No one wants to let it. Like, sorry, low can't come inland here. You got to just sit out there and spin around, do your own thing. And it says, like, no, I'm going to force my way in, even if I got to squeeze through, even if I got to find some indirect method to establish myself inland, I'm going to do it. So it makes a couple attempts at it. This next one, Wednesday afternoon, is the next big one for us. Look at this. All the way Winnipeg. We're going to see thunderstorms from Ontario right up to Alaska. Right? We talked about that last episode. There's a big time worry about fire into Alaska with some of the warm temperatures are getting up there. Dawson City, 23 degrees. It's warmer in Dawson City than it is in Prince George, Williams Lake. It's as warm in Dawson City as in Vernon. Okay. I know you want to keep telling me that, that's natural or normal, and the climate change is fake, and it's because of the weather modification. They'll change your mind after I prove you wrong. You'll change your mind. Okay, I'm telling you, almost everybody who comments, Joey doesn't believe in weather modification. I've never said I don't believe in it. What I say is I don't believe you have any understanding of it. So, for example, like, you can't just create a thunderstorm out of nothing. There's no machine that makes hurricanes. It's not possible to do that stuff. Can you try to influence a little bit of hail to not fall in the Edmonton Red Deer corridor on Tuesday by putting some planes up there and putting some silver iodide or whatever up in the sky? Well, yeah, it is possible. I mean, Alberta does this. They do this, right? They do this. They try to spray the silver iodide because they think, well, there's companies that make a lot of money off this, and those companies will tell you how much it works. Of course they do, because there's money to be made in it. And they have 50% success rate. Well, what does 50% success rate translate in the world of science? Actually, to a big fat zero, as far as I'm concerned. A 50-50 is not a provable thing. It means, well, and let's have some examples. Like last year, Calgary had that hailstorm that hit the airport, and it. I don't remember how many hundreds of millions of dollars of damage this one did. I know I was in Calgary in 2010 when our band was playing at the Stampede there, Palomino Smokehouse downtown. And we had a $450 million hailstorm hit. I'm sure they were trying to spray for those. Okay, well, maybe we'll put some silver iodide up there and we'll try to make it rain before. Unfortunately, the convection's so strong, it just kept driving the hailstones up, and then they still fell as hailstones. So what I'm telling you is there's really big limits as to what we can do. However, there is one kind of weather manipulation happening, and it's because of carbon and other greenhouse gases we're putting into the atmosphere. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to believe it. That's fine. Stop bothering me, because that's all you're going to get from here is a scientific perspective on someone who's learned and knowledgeable on the topic, okay? So I understand whether it's what I do. Maybe you understand plumbing. Good for fucking you. I'm glad. But this is what I know. You go and do what you know, okay? So let's get back onto the scene here on program. So here we are on Wednesday afternoon. Look at the thunderstorm potential right across Canada. We could be seeing all that Monashese area looking like the low sitting over here in the Alberta side. Some of these individual cells concern me. Yep. So up and down into the Revelstoke region, up to the Monashese, into some of those Columbias and Kootenays there, up into the Caribou, North Thompson, 100 Mile House. I mean, everyone's getting it. There's a bunch of rain in this, so that's great news. This isn't dry thunderstorms. No, it's not dry thunderstorms, but it's a lot of lightning. Lightning is great for plant growth. It does help the plants. It does produce nitrogen, so there's possibly good stuff there. Now, these look like dry storms, so I'm really concerned. Fairbanks, 28 fucking degrees. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, it's the weather manipulation, Joey. Yeah, when you put 450 million parts per million into the atmosphere of carbon, what do you think's going to happen? Hundreds of... Yeah, so anyways, we're putting millions of tons of carbon in the atmosphere. It's having a warming effect on our planet, and this is some of the things we're going to see. Winnipeg, right up to Saskatoon, that Highway 16 corridor looking like a go for thunderstorms on Wednesday afternoon. Some of these guys down by the North Dakota border could be pretty strong. I expect some severe possibility down there. One of the strongest, historically, one of the biggest places for lightning in Canada used to be this little corner down here. I don't know if that's still the case or not. I haven't seen data in a couple of years, and I know like Tornado Alley's changed in America. Why wouldn't some of our own thunderstorm projections change in Canada? We're seeing more thunderstorms up far north. We're seeing more severe thunderstorms up far north than we ever saw before. And that tells me that things are on the move, on the change. We've seen in past years more lightning in the Caribou than was ever expected before. And that continues. That continues still this year, although we've had a low year for thunderstorms in BC so far. You can see overnight rainfall into the Fort St. John area along that. So we're still a go for that rain in the South Peace. That's great news. Lightning storms through the night, moving over to that Saskatchewan side, just south of Lloydminster, maybe in the Lloydminster area. Maybe coming for you, Hank Vliestra there in Wilkie. The rain right across the north there. Fort St. John taking it. Hopefully all the farmers really need that rain. Look at that signal. Big time rain signal. Big time rain for the Peace. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be huge. A lot of rain coming to the Peace. We got severe thunderstorm possibilities on Thursday again. Thunder Bay all the way into Winnipeg, Regina. We're going to see a couple lines of storms moving on through. Some of them are going to be pretty strong. We've been into active severe season. Of course, on Thursday, we will be back with the podcast here on the channel. We're looking at if we're seeing any lightning at all on Thursday in the Caribou, probably later in the day. The real story, they could see some embedded thunderstorms in the rain that's going through the Peace. However, the good news is you need the rain. You'll take a little bit of lightning risk if it means the rain comes. That's how I see things. And there's wisdom to why I'm saying that. But, a couple fires here and there. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they're scary. They suck or make some headlines. But we're still not in great conditions for a lot of BC in terms of like active fire, weather fire burning. Most of the time, our fuels aren't quite ready yet. Nonetheless, we got, to be really receptive to ignition from fire, from lightning strikes on mountaintops. But still, we're looking at Friday again. Heavy rain in the foothills. You could see some flooding rain. This new system that's going to develop as this moves on through and tries to establish itself this weekend is going to be crazy. It's going to put so much rain in the prairies, so much rain everywhere. We're going to look. These look a little drier, these thunderstorms up on the backside here. We'll see. The front side looks like it's pretty rainy. So I would suggest Friday in the Kootenays and the South Rockies, you'll probably be getting lots of rain. Up by Quesnel, we might see some stronger storms that have a little less rain in them, and it's possible. Still raining in Fort St. John on Friday. Still raining in Fort St. John on Friday. They don't get much of a break. Still lightning up in the Arctic Circle on Friday. Unbelievable. And we have the next low trying to squeeze in. You can see the high pressure is blocking them. And that'll be kind of the next story, I think, out after this goes on through is will that high pressure be able to establish itself, or will the low move in as we've been kind of predicting? So here we go. Look at this Saturday late. Look at the kind of rain. And this will be what the next forecast is about. Severe thunderstorms on the front side, crazy winds, heavy rain. Look at this area down and south. I would think that we're going to see some possible tornadoes this weekend in the prairies again. Quite possible in some of these systems, and the intense rainfall. This is big time rain, folks. Big time rain. It's been a while since we've had much to say about the wildfires in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. I think that story, as much as it raged for a while, is starting to pass. We've had a lot of rain up there. I know there's still active fires burning. When you're looking at rainfall totals like this, you got to realize fire's not going to be able to do very much in this, right? Okay, so the big one is we could even see flooding threats, I think, in the Calgary foothills, in the Alberta foothills there. Over 100 millimeters expected through a lot of Alberta. That's too much rain. Oh boy, you can't have it you can't get it good. You can't, it's either too much or too little. It's not too much rain, it's too much rain too quickly. That's what it is. So we're looking between now and Sunday night coming. There's good rain. Southern areas of BC, good rain. 20s, a little bit low here. Look at that, 50s on kind of those mountains that near the Chilcotin into the Caribou. A little lower, yeah, we got thunderstorms coming, but most of it's not heavy precip thunderstorms. Look over the Fort St. John. Where do we got the new guesses for rainfall? Still nothing in that northeast corner. Nothing's going to fall there. Those fires are going to burn forever. The only thing that's stopping them from doing much is the fact there's been so many other fires around. They're like burning themselves into other fires and like, oh, I can't go anywhere. Everything's all burnt here already. So this line, we're watching this one, 50, 60 mils maybe in places. I would like to see more of this in the South Piece. To me, this feels like a forecast bust because I've been saying rain's coming to the Piece and it's not coming. I was really hoping it was coming here more than there. But we got a few days. To see these signals change a little bit. And still, I'm sure farmers in the Piece will take 20, 30 mils of rain if they can get it. Absolutely. Good signals, good things for you. Good things across Western Canada. Look at the rainfall totals. Up in areas north of Saskatoon, up towards some of the big fires we had there. Looking at 50 more mils over in the Flin Flon area, over 40 mils. Some of those southern fires, big time. Closer to the Ontario fires there. A little less on those guys. But still, that red fire that's up there, for example, like this is great news for everybody but Northern Alberta. All our fires now in Northwest Territories that are starting, you're getting none. These Northern Alberta fires are getting none. Not a lot of activity in these more southerly Alberta fires, these mid-north Alberta fires. They took quite a bit of rain over the last little while. As you can see, Lynn Lake, it's just outside the heavy rain zone at 11 centimeters, so you're not going to take a whole lot. But look at all these ones across Northern Ontario going to be taking some rain. It's January proper, folks. Well, enough of me. Time to do something else today, Joey, besides sit here. I'm too tired to do anything else, so I don't want to. Oh, yeah, well, that's the thing. Okay, if you want to become a channel member, I really could use the help. I really could use the help around here. I mean, I've just been surviving by the skin of my teeth. I've moved into, like, the bottom end of sustainable. It's like, well, at the end of the month, you're not an overdraft, but you didn't buy groceries all month. I've been kind of in that. So a lot of people have been supporting me over the years. If you have, I'm not trying to guilt you. What about those people who make plans for your business by watching a Caribou Dude forecast, and then you're like, well, what should we do this week? Well, let's watch Joey first before we make our plans. Oh, are we going to roof that house? Well, let's find out what Joey says before we tear the shingles off. Hey, if you're making business plans based on my forecast, maybe share the wealth a little bit. Thanks very much, everybody. Bye.